Soy Veronica y estamos aquí at Crystal Cove State Park, checking out las piscinas de marea, or tide pools. These tide pools are delicate ecosystems filled with living creatures. Los animales que viven aquí are tough and adaptable. Ven conmigo and let's go check out los animales. Estamos aquí at Crystal Cove State Park to check out Las Pozas de la Marea, or tide pools. A tide pool is a pocket of seawater found in the ocean's intertidal zone. Intertidal zones are areas where the ocean meets the land. Las Pozas de Marea son el hogar de muchos animales diferentes. Tide pools are home to a bunch of different animals that have adapted to this rough environment. Every day, there are 2 high tides and 2 low tides, and when the tide pulls back at low tide, you can see a thriving community of life in the tide pools. Before we go exploring, let's learn about how tides work. Cuando dejas caer algo, ¿sabes por qué cae al suelo? When you drop something, do you know why it falls to the ground? Eso es gravedad. That's gravity. Pero ¿sabes qué es la gravedad? But do you know what gravity is? Gravity is an invisible force that pulls objects towards each other. Earth's gravity, or gravitational force, is what keeps you on the ground and what makes things fall. So the closer objects are to each other, the stronger their gravitational pull. Bien, ¿qué tiene eso ver con las mareas? Okay, so what does that have to do with tides? The sun, earth, and moon are all part of how tides work. The gravitational force of the moon is 2.2 times stronger than the sun because it is closer. Porque el agua es fluida, puede ser literalmente jalada hacia la luna. And because water is fluid, it can be pulled literally towards the moon. Literally? Yeah, literally. When the water is pulled closer to the moon, we get a high tide. But wait, I know what you're thinking. Didn't we say we have 2 high tides a day? Yes, that is correct. La atracción de la luna crea una marea alta cuando está más cerca de la Tierra. The pull of the moon creates a high tide where it is closest to the Earth, but it also creates a bulge or high tide in the opposite direction because the Earth itself is also getting pulled towards the moon, which results in there being another slightly smaller bulge of water in the opposite direction. You can also see that on the top and the bottom, the ocean is stretched thin. This is when you get low tides. The Earth and the moon are in constant motion, so that's why there are tides all over our planet. There is more to know about how tides work, and if you would like to learn that, I have included some fun links on this page, so make sure to check those out. But for now, that should give you a basic understanding to learn about tide pools. Okay, so now that we have an idea of how tides work, let's go look at an actual tide pool. The best time to visit tide pools is at low tide, so make sure to check the link and see when low tide is in your area. And remember to wear shoes with good grip, as rocks can be slippery. ¿Estás listo? Are you ready? Hey Junior Rangers, make sure to write down your code word, tide pool. Whoa, see how we are in the intertidal zone where the ocean meets the land? And look, here's some pockets of seawater, or tide pools. Tide pools in Crystal Cove State Park are in a marine protected area, or MPA. Piensa en ellos como un parque natural, solo bajo el agua. Think of them like a wilderness park just underwater. There are 124 marine protected areas down the coast of California, and they are all connected as a network. In fact, California has one of the largest networks of marine protected areas in the world. By acting as a network, marine protected areas strengthen our coastline by keeping marine habitats healthy. So let's dive in and see how animals live here. La vida en una poza de marea no es fácil. Life in a tide pool isn't easy. Although it might seem like a cozy spot for an ocean animal to nestle down, tide pools can leave animals exposed to predators and other threats. First, tide pools can get pretty toasty with the sun beating down on them for hours during the day, so animals need to be able to withstand warm temperatures and big temperature changes. Oxygen levels can drop over time without the flow of fresh seawater, and as the tide changes, waves are crashing hard against the animals, so they have to hold on really tight. Lastly, tide pools are the perfect place for predators to hunt for a snack. It's hard for prey to escape. Seabirds, crabs, and other predators can walk from pool to pool looking for their next meal. So which animals are hardy enough to survive the tide pool? In high intertidal zones, or ones that are furthest away from the sea line, encontrarás muchos animales que tienen conchas que pueden ayudarlos a resistir el sol y las olas. You'll find many animals who have shells that can help them withstand the sun and the waves, and that includes barnacles, snails, and crabs. Middle intertidal zones get a little more time under the water and include animals like sea stars, urchins, and sea anemones, which we just saw. Entonces, ¿cómo ayudamos los animales que vivan en las pozas de marea? So, how do we help the animals that live in the tide pools? Los animales son fuertes y adaptables, pero también son muy delicados y sensibles y queremos hacer todo lo posible para protegerlos. Even though the animals are tough and adaptable, they are also very delicate and sensitive, and we want to do our best to protect them. How do we do that? I am so glad you asked. Make sure that you never remove animals, shells, or rocks from the tide pools. We never pick up animals. We look with our eyes and not our hands, so make sure to not pick up or move rocks. These animals live there and that's their home. Make sure to walk gently and take care not to step on any plants or animals, and if you see trash on the beach, please be a helper and pick it up safely. Gracias para tu tiempo. I really hope you enjoyed nuestro tiempo aquí at Crystal Cove State Park. Mis amigos y yo would like to invite you to visit our other California state parks. Hasta luego, Junior Rangers!